Hello there everyone. Today we're going to be trying to go for the other path in Doki Anomaly, an SCP dating simulator. Last time I played this, I apparently took the bad end path without my knowledge, so we're going to get that fixed now. The first recorded death associated with SCP-8008 occurred in December 18th, 1997. The victim, John Ball Reveau, 38, Caucasian male, was found pinned under his Dodge truck. Police on scene reported him being smushed to the neck like an empty tube of toothpaste. Exact wording. He was also smiling ear to ear and wearing a pair of novelty spiral lens glasses. The SCP Foundation became involved later, when the local detective assigned to the case was also found dead, dismembered by his own lawnmower, smiling broadly and wearing the same glasses. Apparently, this anomalous pair of novelty glasses deemed SCP-8008 allows the wearer to fall in love with literally anything. Does that mean it'll get me to fall in love with my own existence? God, I hope so. SCP-8008 Log, October 6, 1999. The entire first cohort of researchers assigned to the anomaly has been redacted. The first 3 researchers were killed by an H2 pencil, a diamond necklace, and a pool noodle. A pool noodle? How does a pool noodle kill you? The last was found in redacted and redacted/redacted. All their data after that has been expunged. What am I supposed to do with this? I shut the SCP-8008 case files in disgust and tucked the folder under my arm. Who would I piss off to get assigned to an anomaly with a 100% casualty rate? Must be because of the SCP-458 incident last month. Stupid infinite pizza box. Damn it. The heavy doors to SCP-173, the sculpture's enclosure, are already open when I arrive. My assistant, Dr. Theron Sherman, smiles briefly at me as I enter the room, then return to reviewing his notes. He flips his pen in an elaborate loop between his fingers, as he always does. His nervous fidget. The dozen D-class inmates inside are all staring intently at vaguely peanut-shaped sculpture standing motionless in the corner of the room. After all, it only takes an instant when nobody has it in their direct line of sight. Even a blink at the wrong time, and it will snap all our necks in an instant. Ah, here comes Dr. Fields now, from his experiment with SCP-682. Morning, says Dr. Fields. He seems distracted. Morning, sir. Everything all right? He blinks, seeming to refocus. Yes, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hey Vis, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I look at the strange pair of glasses Dr. Fields is handing me. This is it? I take SCP-8008, the novelty glasses, from him, noting how light they are. Just a dark plastic frame and spiral pattern lenses. Dr. Fields wipes his hands off on his lab coat, as if to get rid of anything the glasses may have left behind. They look funny, but let me tell you. He swallows nervously. They're no joke. Dr. Fields nods and takes his leave. Alright. I settle into the flimsy aluminum chair at the table provided and activate the microphone. Is my microphone activated? Bop bop. You working? Looks like it. Okay. No turning back now. I take a deep breath and put on SCP-8008, the novelty glasses. SCP-173. Hello? I clear my throat, hoping my nerves won't be too noticeable in the video recording. Hello, SCP-173. Whether she's thinking deeply or completely brain dead, I can't tell. Why not both? I know I sure am brain dead all the time. Can you understand me? That was something. I'll be continuing experimentation with you. Is that alright? She says nothing. Were you expecting someone else? If she's looking for my predecessor, she's going to be disappointed. They're not coming back. But maybe we can be friends? Maybe? She seems to like that idea. Besides me, Dr. Sherman scribbles something in his notes. I'm glad, she proceeds to say. Her voice sends shivers up my spine. I need to compose myself, return to basics. Our goal here is to clarify exactly how SCP-8008 produces its hallucinations, and to better understand its psionic properties. We will compare my subjective experiences to the audio-video footage and Dr. Sherman's notes. To begin, I will show you some images. Is that alright, SCP-173? She seems pretty eager. Perhaps this won't be as hard as expected? Okay. I show her the image of a monarch butterfly in summer. What do you see? Butterfly! A butterfly? You know what a butterfly is? She's so difficult to read. Next, I show her the image of a human face. And this? I love! What? Where are you, my love? Talking like that's gonna kill my vocal cords, I swear. Sorry about that. Sir, what's wrong? Says Dr. Sherman. I hadn't realized it, but I stood up. The small hairs on the back of my neck are standing straight up. Everything inside me is screaming to get away from this creature. Nothing. I'm fine. It takes all my self-control to force myself to sit down. I can do this. Lastly, I show her an image of her actual face. The blank spray-painted eyes stare up from the paper. Last one, okay? What do you see here? Confronted with the image of her actual face, she seems distressed. No! The twisted body of one of the D-Class personnel is suddenly slammed onto the table, looking up at me with wide eyes. His body spasming at the sudden disconnection from his brainstem. His head is turned 180 degrees. What just happened? I didn't see. I blinked. The man on the table has stopped twitching, his irises mid-dilated. Around the room, the remaining D-Class have their backs against the walls. One woman is hyperventilating, covering her eyes. I blinked too. And me. And me. Not again. Everyone just happened to blink at the same time? I will remind D-Class personnel that any deviation from eye contact protocol will have severe consequences. We can see that, says D-Class 5083. Beyond the obvious. Right. Yeah. I almost jump out of my chair as the timer beeps. We're gonna end here for today. Please don't be upset. We'll be back tomorrow, okay? She seems relieved about that. Is that really something I should be happy about? I'll be waiting, says SCP-173. Her voice. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I remove SCP-8008, taking a moment to wipe the sweat from my face. Without the glasses, I can see SCP-173 as it actually is. A monster of concrete and rebar, looming right in front of me. The corpse on the table seems to be staring at it, afraid to look away, even in death. Nothing. I scrubbed through the grainy video again. No evidence of the young woman I had been speaking to in the testing chamber. No evidence that SCP-173 was in any way communicating with me. It's just me wearing those ridiculous glasses, talking to myself. Get 5,000 points or die? Looks like I'm gonna die. The potato land will perish, and I will perish with potato land. The potato land, potato land, potato land, land. Thank you for the follow, Lunar the Gamer Cat. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Oh shit, they're gonna break my legs. She's gonna break my legs, oh no. Wait, what if I don't have any legs to break in the first place? If I just ripped off my legs now, how would they break my legs? I don't think I'm willing to test that out. I don't think I'm gonna test that out. Whew, these sections are always stressful for me. Always stressful. It's always weird though, like... Ore? Oh, there's an ore? Okay, I'll click in your face. I awake with the start. Oh, stretchy vampire redeem. Okay. Okay. I awake with a start. What was that dream? Something about legs? And... Oh! What the hell? Thank you! For what? She's gone. I reach up to touch my face, terrified that I might find SCP-8008 there. It's just me. So what did I just see? I dress up and head down to the cafeteria to get some water. I'm gonna save real quick so I don't lose my data. A clock on the wall reads just past 2 AM. Yes, SCP Boob, that's what this game is summarized. SCP Booba. It's so quiet. Where am I? Why am I at SCP-8008's containment locker? I hadn't meant to come here. Is this how it starts? I slowly back away from the locker, the halogen lights in the hallway feeling overly bright. Exposing. Then I noticed something odd about SCP-8008's locker. The padlock is askew, as if someone had been tampering with it. I realize it's been unlocked and replaced backwards to hide the unclasped mechanism. Looking inside, I confirm my fears. SCP-8008 is missing. I didn't do this. I'm positive. I didn't do it. I check all my pockets, my face, and even the top of my head to be sure. Dr. Singer jumps in and says, "What are you doing here?" I almost jump out of my skin at the sudden voice. Singer! The third researcher from our cohort is leaning against the doorway, arms crossed. She's wearing her lab coat, a pair of green slippers, and a concerned scowl. Well, it's not what it looks like. I didn't even mean to come here. She waves away my concern, standing up straight. Someone stole the booba, Kaiman? Not me. I need to get my gingerbread model rigged first. I plan on getting it rigged pretty soon as I can get, like, My next Twitch payout, I fully intend to get my gender bent model rigged and have a whole new debut for it, so that's nice. I know, says Dr. Singer. What? It dawns on me that Dr. Singer had been assistant to the previous lead researcher. The one who'd been redacted out of all of the files. Had a feeling I'd find one of you here tonight. It's just the same as last time. I'm glad I caught you before. She runs her hands up and down her arms. I'm not so sure you did, actually. I move aside to show her the open containment locker. Dr. Singer's eyes go wide. It wasn't me. Dr. Singer. Then who? Fields! He had been acting strangely today. Hey. Without warning, Dr. Singer has me by the lapel of my coat and is dragging me out into the hallway. Hey, what the? She yanks me into a dead sprint, still not explaining herself. I'm barely able to keep up. Dr. Singer pulls the containment breach alarm as we pass it, and I realize just how much trouble we're in. The alarms are deafening. I've only ever heard them once before, at the site I'd been transferred from. 14 people had died that night. The hallway rocks violently. Fine dust pours from the concrete ceiling, catching in my throat as we run. I cough hoarsely, my lungs already burning from the unfamiliar exercise. My worst fears are confirmed as we round the final corner. All I could see is a cloud of billowing dust and stone debris. Huge shards of rock have gouged the walls and on the far end of the corridor, exploding from the wall that had been SCP-682's temporary containment chamber. Saving that real quick. New voice. I jump as a hand grasps my trouser leg. To my horror, I recognize Dr. Veda, the fourth and final researcher in our cohort. His lips and chin are crimson with blood. His torso had been pulped by metal shrapnel. I barely have time to process this before a shape looms out of the new hole in the wall. It's big. Ahead of us, Dr. Fields is standing with his arms raised towards it. I can't see his face, but I know he's wearing SCP-8008. The massive Keter-class anomaly crawls over the pile of debris. Yellow, acid smoke pours off of its body. It spots Dr. Singer and I. My body freezes, pinned by those hateful yellow eyes. Dr. Fields. My beloved! My queen! He looks so small next to her. I did as you asked. Now we can be together. SCP-682. Disgusting. It snaps Dr. Fields up in its crocodilian jaw, faster than I can breathe. Dr. Fields screams as SCP-682 shakes him back and forth like a doll. I can hear his body breaking. SCP-8008 flies off and lands near my feet. A wave of desire to put them on washes over me. I'm putting them on! I resist... Wait, did I click the wrong option? I resist the urge, too terrified to even move. His screams become gurgles as he disappears into SCP-682's maw. Gunfire erupts from behind SCP. Let me, fix that up real quick. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to click on resist. Let me fix that up real quick. Okay, I'll put the glasses on. There we go. She's big. She holds Dr. Fields by the torso in one of her hands. His screams become gurgles as my mind struggles to comprehend what it was seeing. Dr. Field's body seems to dissolve in ragged chunks, as if something unseen is tearing him apart. Then it occurs to me, she is. Then he's gone. Interesting. Gunfire erupts from behind SCP-682. I hit the floor just as bullets whip around the air around me, sending up sprays of sharp stone where they hit the tiles. I cover my head. Even above the sirens and the gunfire, I can hear SCP-682 shriek as it enters a rage state. The floor rocks under me as another section of the building collapses. Then suddenly, the shower of debris and bullets stop. Even sound seems muted. Hiccups will be the death of me, I swear. I decide to risk it. Carefully, I open one dust-covered eye to see. A pair of bare, gray feet standing just inches from my face. After a moment of confusion, it dawns on me. SCP-096 had been moved into the adjoining cell block for testing. I cover my eyes in an instant, praying I hadn't seen its face somehow. To see SCP-096's face is certain death. Its voice rings through the high-ceiling chamber, followed by a howl from SCP-096 as it enters a rage state. Upon being glimpsed, I blindly begin to crawl away from the sounds of fighting as the two anomalies clash. I hope desperately I'm going in the opposite direction. A huge chunk of concrete strikes me in the back, brushing the air from my lungs in a... I can't breathe. I can't breathe! My vision goes soft as the edges of life is slowly crushed out of me. Is this it? Something is pulling on my legs. Something impossibly strong. I feel hands around my ankles. I gasp as the pressure on my chest is released, and light returns to the world. Hello there! Don't say General Kenobi or else I'll have to deem this a Star Wars joke. You're okay! I've got you. I will never let the others have you. And then, just like that, she's gone. I hear voices. I hear Dr. Sherman shouting. Why is he shouting? Doctor, can you hear me? I try to respond, but it turns into a hacking cough. My throat is full of dust. You're all right. He helps me to sit up, and waits while I cough a while longer. Miraculously, I seem to be unharmed. Let's get you to the medical ward. He supports me as I stand. Glancing backwards as we turn to leave, I see the slab of concrete that almost killed me, and the trail through the dust from where SCP-173 had dragged me to safety. Why? I'm hooked up to several machines in a private room. My heartbeat sounds quick and irregular on the monitor. Isn't this a bit excessive? Dr. Sherman looks up at me from his chair in the corner. His lips twist into a wry grin. Dr. Sherman, you know, for someone so smart, you're a real idiot. Fair. I lean back in my nest of pillows. Is Dr. Singer alright? Yeah, she's fine. She just had the sense to run when she saw what happened to Dr. Fields. Unlike a certain someone. I am kind of dumb, so I'm not going to argue that. I nod awkwardly. He stands and hands me a glass of water from the bedside table. I drain the glass, not realizing how thirsty I'd been. And the breach? Dr. Sherman sighs at that, then shoves his hands in his pockets. Word around site is they were able to recontain both SCP-682 and SCP-096, but SCP-173 is missing. Should I tell him about how SCP-173 saved my life? Dr. Sherman, its containment chamber was found open. We need to find SCP-173. I think I might be in danger. That's as much as I'm willing to say. Dr. Sherman's eyes narrow. The task force personnel are already down in the tunnel searching for it. They won't find her. They won't find it. Right. Sorry. Dr. Sherman, why not? How do I explain it to him? We need to ask someone who was there. Everyone who saw what happened was torn apart other than you. Not everyone. Dr. Sherman. Absolutely not, you stupid soup for brains. Not a chance. Theron, I don't have a lot of time. It's hard to explain. He crossed his arms for a moment, then seemed to deflate. Fine. Suppose someone has to keep watch over you. A chill runs down my spine at that. I can't help but wonder if SCP-173 is watching me, even now. There's no time to lose. I'll visit SCP-682. Normally, it would take days to clear this kind of experiment with the higher-ups. But with Dr. Fields gone, I'm the highest-ranking researcher we've got. God help us. They're really not taking any chances this time. Behind me, I hear Dr. Sherman fake a cough to hide his scream. On either side of us is a full legion of mobile task force guards watching us pass. Their black helmets and visors obscure their glares, but I can still feel the chill in the air. These men just lost friends because a researcher like me couldn't handle his assignment. I carefully step to avoid the electric rails set to the floor as we approach SCP-682's new containment chamber. We stop just inside the huge space. Before us sits a massive 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter cube of reinforced steel filled with hydrochloric acid. In the acid hangs SCP-682 itself, suspended between life and death, as its body regenerates just as fast as the acid can eat it away. Dr. Sherman pulls out his notebook. As always, he'll be acting as my personal reality anchor. SCP-682. Can you understand me? I've come to talk to you about SCP-173. A low chuckle resonates through the room. I can feel it in the soles of my feet. SCP-682 flicks its massive tail to slowly turn away from the view screen. Do you know what happened to it? No response. SCP-682 has now floated so its back is fully facing us. We don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I had been hoping to avoid this. Dr. Sherman. Were you really, though? He watches me carefully as he hands me the novelty glasses. You're not immune to it. I know that too well. With a deep breath, I put on SCP-8008. She's so big! And she could crush me in a moment. I like that lady. Just kidding. I don't like any ladies. I don't like any men. I don't like any ladies in that way. I don't like anyone in that way. It takes me a moment to compose myself before I can speak. SCP-682. I need to know what happened during the breach. Nicely, Doctor. Her voice is not at all like I'd expected. Would you please tell me what happened? SCP. before the sculpture comes to kill you. You think that too? What do I get in return for this information? I've never seen such a hostile smile. It's almost like the person reading this when they encounter a Karen at the grocery store, and they try so nicely to be kind, but they also smile and try to deduce the best way to roast that Karen at the same time. And what makes you think I won't get you first? From the corner of my eye, I see Dr. Sherman watching me carefully. But I need to stay focused on SCP-682. You cannot be trusted. The acid swirls in little eddies around her as she laughs. You're a funny little human. What could you possibly want anyways? That I could give you at least. If you were to tell us where SCP-173 is. I can hear the creaking of plastic as the task force personnel shift their weight around in my room. Their guns are still lowered. For now. Dr. Sherman. Doctor. Silence! Everyone in the room instinctively covers their ears. I want 1 hour in the sunlight. That is my offer. I relay the offer to Dr. Sherman. Out of the question, says Sherman. SCP-682. You may not have the luxury of time. Disgusting human. A sharp beep from the lead task force member's radio makes me pause. He looks at us, then picks up the line. The static field screams from the other end are so loud that he has to hold it at arm's length. Handheld radio. Reinforcements! Send reinforcements! The voice is abruptly cut off. Oh. That statue's on a murder spree. The radio goes dead. The silence that falls over the room is absolute. I was not finished with my demands. I want you to accompany me, Doctor. Me? You want me? Don't get any silly ideas, human. Dr. Sherman's scribbling has stopped, waiting for my next words. I'm not sure I have a better option. I accept. Wonderful. I look forward to it. See you tomorrow. I remove SCP-8008 and hand it to Dr. Sherman for safekeeping. Dr. Singer and I have decided it's the safest place for them. SCP-682's rumbling laughter follows us out of the chamber. I can't help but wonder if I'm making the right decision. And time is running out. Once we're within outside earshot of the guards, Dr. Sherman stops to look me dead in the eyes. You can't go through with this. It might be our best shot. Dr. Sherman runs his hands through his hair. Alright, fine. I trust you. We should prepare for tomorrow's date. Let's call it a day. We're all exhausted. No one argues with that. We can decide in the morning if we'll go through with this. Dr. Sherman looks at me, then Dr. Singer. He shrugs, looking just as exhausted as I feel. Okay, let's get you back to the medical ward. As my eyes drift closed, I can't help but think of SCP-682. She's cruel, and her reputation speaks for itself. But I can't help but wonder what lies underneath. And now the puzzle time. Puzzle time, puzzle time, puzzle time, puzzle time. Oh shit. Puzzle time, puzzle time, puzzle time. That person says, where am I? That's probably the SCP, snake person. You. Get out. I assume that's a statue telling someone to get out. God, this is gonna be so annoying. Oh, who lives on a pineapple under the sea? Oh my fucking god. There. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that point needed. Fuck. Woo! Where am I? The tunnels beneath the facility. I hear footsteps and shouting. Is that... Hello there! I hit the ground. What happened? I've fallen out of my bed. The tile floor is cold on my cheek. What was that nightmare? My wrist hurts. Probably ripped the IV out. And the heart rate monitor, considering the alarm telling me I flatlined. The door to my room flies open. Dr. Sherman says, Doctor! I look up to see my assistant silhouetted in the doorway. In the next moment, he's at my side. Oh, thank God. I thought, I'm fine. Just a nightmare. He looks at me strangely, somewhere between concern and relief. Some nightmare. Come on, let me help you. I sit on the edge of the bed, rubbing my sore wrists. The morning shift nurse arrives a moment later to check my vitals. Dr. Sherman hangs back, fidgeting with his favorite pen. Healthy as a horse? The nurse forces a smile for my benefit, but says nothing. Then Dr. Sherman and I are alone again. It was SCP-173. Dr. Sherman looks up at me. In my nightmare, that is. She's down in the tunnels. I think I even know where. Dr. Sherman says, no you don't. It was just a dream. I'm not sure anymore, I say. I sigh, thinking about SCP-682's offer from yesterday. 1 hour in the sunlight. Is it worth the risk? Every moment we wait, more personnel are killed down in the tunnels. Dr. Sherman, and how many will die if SCP-682 gets loose? How many civilians? I've read the files on SCP-682's last containment breach. The death toll was in the thousands. What should we do? I'll take the date with 682 just because lols. The lift deposits us on the roof of the facility. SCP-682's containment cube is already waiting for us. The wind is surprisingly cold up here. How long has it been since I've gone outside? Summer has slipped away without me even noticing. And now the sun is setting too. I sit in the chair provided next to SCP-682's containment cube. Dr. Sherman looks even colder than I feel. His teeth are chattering. It's taken most of the day to bring SCP-682 up to the roof to catch the dying rays of the sun. Inside, I could see her battling her acid bath, eyeing me through the small viewpoint. She seems almost excited. I gesture to lead task force personnel to begin. The woven tarp of electrified wire draped over the containment cube hums to life. Enough electricity to power a small town sizzles through the exposed wires. Enough to vaporize anything that comes in contact with it. Hopefully, enough to slow SCP-682 down. The sealed top of SCP-682's prison is opened very slowly. I can't deny that a part of me is excited to see her again. She surfaces, lifting her snout to catch the last of the sun's rays, but not far enough that she'd make contact with the deadly wire net. Around us, the task force personnel shift, checking the safeties on their weapons. Off. They're making sure their safeties are off. Dr. Sherman hands me SCP-8008 without prompting. He clearly wants to get this over with as quickly as possible, just as I do. Beginning the experiment. Without hesitation, I put on SCP-8008. Jeez. I stopped that thought right in its tracks. I'm stronger than this. I need to resist. Says 682. Ready to talk? Am I allowed no peace? You made a promise. Tell us what you know. Do you know how I came to be here? Says 682. No. No one knows SCP-682's true origin. Might I be the first to learn? Come, run your fingers through my hair. We shall chat. Should I really trust her? I'll keep my distance. I'll keep my distance, thank you. We're here to discuss SCP-173, not you. Why do you care about her so much? I cross my arms against the cold. She's killing our personnel as we speak. My top priority is her recontainment. How selfless of you. You promised you would tell us what you know if we let you up here. Were you lying? Shut up! S682 says. Why do you care about her so much? The task force personnel tense. Beside me, I can hear Dr. Sherman's pen has stopped. Then she calms suddenly. An unprecedented behavior for SCP-682. The wind gusts as the last of the sun retreats below the horizon. Her expression darkens with the sky. Time is up. I look at her strangely. Her hour has only just begun. A sudden concussion to the air strikes me in the back. I fly forward and... Dr. Sherman screams. I open my eyes to find Dr. Sherman huddled over me. The smell of acid-burned flesh hits me immediately. Theron! Dr. Sherman doesn't respond, other than to carefully pick up the SCP-8008 from where it's fallen nearby, and tuck the anomaly into his breast pocket. You're hurt! He shakes his head. I'm fine. His breathing is shallow. Did you get what we needed from it? No, I didn't. Dr. Sherman says, damn it. His face contorts with pain. We need to get you to medical. A distant explosion marks SCP-682's path of destruction as it escapes the facility. Dr. Sherman shakes his head. No, not safe. We have to finish this. He's right. There's only one path left to take. Into the tunnels. We prepare for the descent into the tunnels beneath the facility as quickly as possible. It's deep into the night by the time we're ready. Dr. Singer, Sherman, and I are kitted with industrial-strength flashlights and rations, just in case. We're also outfitted with head-mounted radios, which should work even in the deep underground. I feel like a D-class, says Dr. Sherman. I grin, but Dr. Singer is stone-faced. The 6 task force personnel assigned to us don't seem to find it any funnier. I tried to convince Dr. Sherman to stay behind, but he insisted. The acid burns had been superficial. Painful, but he would make a full recovery according to the nurses. We just need to stick together and everything will be alright. Except for the giant murderous lizard. Right. Except for that. Great, says Dr. Sherman. He's fiddling with SCP-8008, which is tucked into his breast pocket. His face is unnaturally pale. Probably just nerves. We head down the last flight of stairs into the tunnels. Down here, the metal floors give way to rough stone. It's humid down here, and cold. Every time I exhale, a little cloud of water vapor is illuminated by my flashlight. We travel for some time through the seemingly endless tunnels, always heading down. We pass through several task force waypoint camps, which have been set up to coordinate the search. The men watch us with dull eyes. There are no injured among them, but what they're tracking doesn't leave injured. It leaves dead. Down, all the way down. It must have been at least an hour. My shoulders are aching from the tension. We come to a passage with nearly a dozen offshoot tunnels. I have no idea which way we should go. Dr. Singer, we all stop in our tracks, suddenly on high alerts. The task force personnel scan the darkness with their gun-mounted flashlights. The slim beams of light are insignificant in the oppressive blackness. What is it? Where's Sherman? Says Dr. Singer. We all look at each other. Dr. Sherman isn't here. We need to backtrack. We have to. Nobody move, says Dr. Singer. She says it so calmly that everyone freezes instantly. Her eyes are so wide as she looks among task force personnel. They look equally terrified. Out of nowhere, a pair of massive jaws closes where Dr. Singer had been a moment earlier. Crash! Two of the task force personnel are crushed in the next instant as SCP-682 drops from the ceiling. The rest open fire. Says 682. Pathetic. She swings her tail around, cracking me hard in the back. I go down, and then I'm running. I pick a tunnel at random. Anything is better than staying where I am. I'm not even sure where we're going. Down. We're still going. I run as fast as I can. My lungs are burning. My legs are screaming. A sudden drop in the path sends me sprawling. My wrist! A wave of nausea rolls through me as I curl on the ground, protecting my arm. I can't. I look up. This is the cavern from my dream. And there at the far end is SCP-173. I almost don't even recognize it. And there in front of it is Dr. Sherman. Theron! He turns to look and... What? Where am I? This place seems familiar. Where's Dr. Sherman? Where's SCP-173? Where's... Getting points or I die, okay. I'm gonna die real fast. Oh no, my life is gonna end. Oh shit. Maybe I did. Maybe I thought I could escape. How'd they find us? Well, I mean, they got a nose, so the nose knows. How stupid are you, she says, okay? You have to trail in their dreams. Oh. What's this other human doing? That's their friend. He's trying to convince me not to kill him. Yes. There he was there on the roof. Don't look at him like that. You're drooling. Supper. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, that ain't good. Get a certain amount of points or she'll eat them. Fuck. I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm fucked. Someone's gonna die today. Okay. I can't move. Finally, we're alone. I sense you have feelings for the sculpture. I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. I have something for you. Her lips brush against mine. I taste blood. SCP-8008 log date, November 1st, 1999. The final 2 researchers were never recovered from the tunnels. Dr. Sherman was found wandering in the dark sometime later, wearing SCP-8008. He is physically unharmed but redacted by the redacted. SCP-173 and SCP-682 have been recontained. The next cohort of researchers will be brought in shortly to continue the work of SCP-8008. The rest of the data is expunged. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. See you next time.